Welcome back to this special edition of Safe. And joining me now is a survivor of domestic violence, Shantella Hamilton. Shantella, thank you so much for joining me.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me your story and what led you to Safe?
I am a multiple times survivor of domestic violence, 3 marriages and several relationships. And the last one that I had, I was in Kentucky in Bowling Green. He had stabbed me, he had broken nose, he had beat me severely bad. And I was in a shelter there and I wanted to get away. So they had moved me here to Tupelo. And I came into safe. They helped me get up on my feet. They have been a blessing to me in more ways than I could ever say. I got my first place by myself without a man. I'm getting my kids back and much more. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
I know it's difficult to talk about the abuse that you went through, but can you tell me how it sort of started and everything that you went through?
It started from childhood, and then it escalated into me picking out people that were actually no good for me. So,
So when you say childhood, there was abuse in your childhood?
yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that.
I was abused by my mother. I was abused by uncles, brother, sexually and physically, in more ways than one.
So you thought it was normal. Is that why you chose the men, or did you know it wasn't right?
I didn't know, and I did know. I just started losing touch with myself and God
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because, those things are kind of devastating and they take away who you are inside until you learn to heal.
So with each marriage, because you said that you have been married 3 times,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me what happened in the first.
It started with verbal abuse, and then it escalated to physical. It got to the point to where I made the news in Louisville, Kentucky, from my first husband, or my second husband. He had beat me in the back of a car, and when construction workers had heard me screaming, they came out and helped me get out. He had went home, came back to the building that they had took me into, where they had got me help, and he went got a gun and came back to try to get me. So
Oh my Lord. What does that feel like?
horrible, scary. It's something I hope I never have to experience again.
Mm-hmm. And then with the third marriage.
Oh, we had a child. She was several months old, and he had been drinking again. He had picked me up off the bed and had started slinging me around the room for what reason I don't know. It just came out of nowhere. He had just beat me real bad. You couldn't see what I looked like. He, I was on the phone with my family and they heard what was going on, so they hung up. They were in Maryland. They called the law, and the law came. He had hid. It took them about 6 hours to find him. When they found him, he had escaped out of a cop car because he knew he was in a lot of trouble. Like I said, he had beat me really bad. Um, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Take your time. Thank you for sharing.
I got out. I went home with my family, and I've not gone back since. But then I picked up another relationship, and it escalated to abuse again. And I'm just now starting to heal from the things that I've been through, and I'm by myself, and I really like it. It is a very peaceful place to be with God after surviving that much abuse from different and multiple people.
Mm-hmm. How did you actually find out about SAFE?
I was in a place in Bowling Green. They're all kind of linked together, but they had got me here to them because I had family and kids here. So I didn't want to be there anymore because I was scared of my abuser, that he was going to find me again. And he was on drugs and things. So I knew that if I stayed around, it was going to escalate to me being back there with him. And I didn't want that. So I came here and started over. And this place has been a God given blessing for me and my kids.
What did they do for you?
they helped me get a place to live on my own with no man, no abuser. They have helped me with my kids, my finances. They helped me to get into the place that I'm in, which is beautiful. They have just done some really big things to help me change in my life so that I could become better.
But for the people who say, well, why do you stay in the relationships that long? What do you tell them?
Um, you don't know no better, and you are so mentally exhausted that you don't really see that there is a light at the end of that tunnel. And it is so hard to break from habits, of allowing those types of things to take place. It's hard to break from those things and to move on. And it takes places like this to help you to learn how to do that by yourself. And once you get there, it's a blessing.
So for a woman who may be watching that says, I'm afraid, I'm scared.
Don't be afraid. Step out, get the help. That's what they're there for. And it is a little hard sometimes because your mindset wants to go back to the abuse because you were accustomed to that. But don't back down. Stand up and stand firm and keep moving and keep praying. And on the hard days, just remember where you were and where you are and keep moving forward.
Anything that I haven't asked you that you want to share with me that you think is important?
Your voice matters.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that people do, it matters. It matters to speak up. It matters to you matter to the world, whether you feel like it or not. And that's what abusers want you to feel. They want you to feel like you're not nothing, that you don't matter, and that no one can hear you, but they can.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is speak up, speak out, and someone will help you. Just don't be afraid. Never back down.
Ms. Hamilton,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you for sharing your story with me and with other women. And I pray God's blessings upon you.
Yes, ma'am.
And that you will continue to heal and that He will take you to heights that you never even thought were imaginable.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
When we come back, we're going to talk to a child and look at being at safe through her eyes. Stay with us.